Alright. Karibu sana mpenzi mtazamaji, vijana wote ambao mko pale nyumbani pamoja na wazazi katika kipindi chetu ambacho huja kila siku ya Ijumaa jioni saa 2 usiku, marudio ikiwa ni siku ya Jumamosi saa 9:30 mchana. Kipindi cha The Youth Talk Show. Kipindi ambacho kinaangazia masuala ya vijana. Wiki iliyopita tukiwa naye mchungaji Pastor Victor Kimuyu aliweza kutueleza masuala mengi kuhusu maadili au values ambazo vijana wanafaa kufuata licha ya kuwa katika 21st century na kusema kwamba yamepitwa na wakati. Lakini kumbuka kwamba tulisema Biblia ndio the real values. So wewe kijana usijaribu kuacha Biblia hata siku moja in the name of kuchanuka being in the 21st century. Tuendelee kufuata maadili ya Biblia. Asante sana kwa kujiunga katika kipindi chetu. Asanteni sana kwa maoni yenu. Ni mimi msimulizi wenu TJ ama Tom Juma nikiwakaribisha Ijumaa ya leo. Basi kwenye panel yangu leo niko na vijana wenyewe. Sasa hii ndio ile unasikianga 21st century. Nataka waniambie kuhusu hii 21st century ni nini imebadilika, because hawa wanakaa around 20 years, not below 20 years. Kwa hivyo unataka kuniambia in the last 20 years, way back in 2010, haya maadili yalipotea. Anyway, wataniambia kama wao pia huenda kanisani ama siku hizi wanafuata live. Karibu sana. Alright, wacha nianze na yule ambaye yuko karibu na mimi ama yule ako mbali na mimi. Karibu sana.
Kwa majina naitwa Bilha Chepkogei. Mimi ni counseling psychologist and I'm a volunteer at the Kenya Red Cross.
Alright, kwa hivyo Bilha anashughulika na masuala ya ushauri. Ushauri ni counseling, na pia amekuwa nasi katika vipindi vyetu hapo nyuma, hasa wakiangazia masuala ya vijana katika Kenya Red Cross. Karibu sana.
Kwa majina naitwa Mesha Korir. Mimi ni kiongozi wa vijana. Niko Uwezo Fund kama chairman wa Uwezo Fund Ainakwa constituency, na pia nafanya biashara. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Mesha anafanya biashara wakati anaendelea. Listen, yeye ni chairman wa Ainakwa constituency Uwezo Fund. So haimaanishi akiwa chairman sasa hizi fanya biashara. Wewe kitu kidogo tu ushasonga uko juu. So we are saying jaribu kufanya mambo mengi kama a young person.
Okay.
Atatueleza mengi kuhusu jinsi vijana wanaweza jihusisha ama kupata fedha za kuanzisha biashara. Ni wapi ambako unafaa kuende wakati wote unapofikiria masuala ya biashara. Alright, karibu sana.
Okay. Kwa majina naitwa Papecho Nyagode. I'm a medical psychologist and nashughulikia mambo ya mental health and also a volunteer with Waka Dream organization.
Wow.
Asanteni.
Perpetua, umesema mental health nini? Medical psychologist. So does it mean umemaliza shule or you are in school?
Nimemaliza shule.
Umemaliza. Wow, you must be so young, umemaliza. All right. So atatueleza mengi kuhusu yale masuala ambayo amesomea na yatatusaidia vipi kama vijana.
Asante. Kwa majina ni Harriet Msimbi Kigaro. Mimi ni medical psychologist na pia niko na passion ya kuongelea kuhusu mambo ya mental health, kufunza na pia kuelimisha jamii society kuhusu mambo ya mental health, na pia niko katika organization huku Eldoret inaitwa Growth Catalyst, na pia tunahusika sana katika kuelimisha kuhusu mambo ya mental health na pia kushughulika pia na vijana, kuwafunza kuhusu kukua empowered, kuwafunza values za mtu anafaa kukua na nini ndio waweze kujijenga na kugrow. We are all about growth mindset, and that is when Growth Catalyst come in, growing and being yourself. Thank you.
Wow. Mona. Any Growth Catalyst. So do we add another one in one of the latest we have engineers, doctors, teachers, and now we have Growth Catalysts. Hey. Well, na psychologists pia, especially right now. So before I start with you Harriet, ndio ni explainie all these growth catalysts. Nikukumbusha tu the young people ya kwamba it is not yet out of the woods. COVID-19 is still there. So we still say sanitize, wear mask, especially in public, and make sure you keep distance because you do not know nani ametoka wapi. So keep it safe until it is declared, until tukue salama. And by the way, washing hands inatusaidia even from things like diarrhea. I'm sure the team here watatuambia ina avoid mambo mengi, homa nini and all that. So kwa nini tuanze kuambukizana homa hata kama si COVID-19? So you take care. Parents, karibu sana. So Harriet, growth catalyst. Now we are having issues. Now you've seen the issues among the young people. Hawajui ni wapi pa kuenda.
Sure.
Let me first of all find out kutoka kwako, what are the mental issues that you've seen ambapo youth wana experience at the moment?
Most issues that we have seen that the youth are experiencing, as for last week, on 10th September, we marked the World Suicide Prevention Day. There are a lot of issues that are going around since COVID, a lot of stressors. COVID has brought a lot of things coming out. The youth, we have seen teenage pregnancies. We have seen a lot of suicide cases among the youth. We have seen that the youth have engaged even in stealing. Others have projected their feelings in cyberbullying, projecting their issues to others, fighting. We have seen also domestic violence and other issues, TJ. Yes.
Okay. Wow, all these issues, domestic violence, stealing, drugs, is what and is our one group.
Yes.
Perpetua, what's
Yes.
your take? What are the issues you've seen so far?
I can say so far there have been increased cases of drug and substance abuse among the youths. Because most at this moment when we are having cases, when we are having COVID pandemic, most of the youth, they don't know really how to cope. So they are using maybe drugs as a way of coping. And then we have been seeing so many cases of, as Harriet has said, teenage pregnancies have been high. And then also there's been so many cases of family issues. Like we have had so many cases of gender-based violence, so many cases of death, of suicide among the youths, and also we have been having cases of physical assault among the children. Yeah.
Okay. So all these cases being witnessed, I don't know how parents are coming in. Let me get to Bill her first to get her perspective of the same issues on mental. What you've seen so far?
Some of the issues, adding on what my colleagues have said, is depression has been on the rise, and most of the things that may lead to depression are parental ignorance or negligence, and some youths don't want to be corrected, so they think they can venture into other things like drug and substance abuse. And if you don't deal with some issues, depression comes in. Thank you.
So depression imeingia. Nakuja kwanza nianze kujua signs of depression as Mesha kwanza tells us a little bit. Then I get back to you, Bill. I'll go to Harriet. Uniambie, no, it's you, Bill, and umeongea depression. So I'll come to you after Meshak. Uniambie, how do you know that you're depressed? Kwa sababu naweza kuwa nimekaa hapo nyumbani na I'm not sure, mimi naona niko sawa. But maybe there are those chances, maybe you are talking to parents ambao you as a counselor can tell them on what they see for them to know that mtoto ako depressed. Most of the parents think they are okay. Mtoto amekaa kwa kona amenyamaza, unaona, weka ye coffee aende nje. So Meshak, the youth saizi wanalia vile kazi hakuna, opportunities hakuna. Hii serikali tulichagua hakuna, walitu promise a million jobs hakuna.
First, I'd like to say that unemployment is a global pandemic and it is affecting everybody. So the youths out there should not consider themselves special. This problem is out there and is affecting everybody. There's a lot of retrenchment. There are those who are being laid off because of the economic crisis that we are facing right now due to the corona pandemic. But there are other opportunities that we can venture in. You can do business. with the government. Recently, I saw there was an advert of making desks for our schools, and unfortunately, some of us like to complain a lot, and we don't really like to take a step. So it is time for us to take a step and seek for those opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities, because when you look at the Public Procurement Act, I think it was 2015 or 2016, there is a percentage that is set aside for the youth. And when you go to this institution, you will find that the old people are looking for the youth to register companies so that they can be able to use them to seek these opportunities. So I think it is high time that we take advantage ourselves. Let us not allow ourselves to be used. We seek these opportunities by ourselves. We register our own companies, and then we can be able to access these opportunities. There's also affirmative action funds that are meant for the youth, like the National Government Affirmative Action that is in the Office of the Women Reps in Kenya. There's also Uwezo Fund, and this is basically for the youth. It was meant to empower the young people. There's also Women Enterprise Fund and Youth Fund. But unfortunately, I don't think it is an issue of not having information, but unfortunately we are not willing to seize these opportunities, and that is why we are always complaining.
Kwa hivyo unaniambia National Government Affirmative, Uwezo Fund, Women Enterprise, Youth Fund, hii yote iko. So complaints zinatoka wapi?
The problem with our young people is that they don't want to take action. They just want to sit and in their comfort zones and complain, and that is not going to happen. You have to wake up, you have to rise up so that we can be able to rise above the challenges. For Uwezo Fund in my constituency, it was funding up to 270 youth groups and women groups. Yeah, and when you look at it keenly, you'll realize that the youth are not willing to repay these loans. They are given loans at 5%, 0% interest rate, but they are not willing to repay. The ones that were given to women are doing very well. So we have a problem with our young people in this country. I think we need to sit down and talk. Yeah.
Okay. So the issue of kupata hizo funds, because vijana wengi wanasema hawaja manage kupata capital ya kuanzisha biashara. So hapa Bwana Meshack anatuambia kwamba tuko na njia nyingi, na najua kwamba njia ya kwanza sana ambapo nitarudi kwake atupatie the procedure ya kupata hizi funds hasa during this time. So kukosa ajira kumefanya vijana wameingia into depression. Bilha, how do you tell that kijana ako into depression? Amekosa kazi, amekaa nyumbani, mahitaji yamekuwa mengi. Mchungaji alituambia last week usipata vitu for free.
Thank you. Some of the signs of depression in wanting to isolate yourself. You don't want to interact with people. Kama unakuanga mtu social, una withdraw to all of a sudden. Changing sleep patterns. Maybe you sleep too much or you sleep too little. Also, you become irritated easily. Ukiambiwa kitu, it's like you are waiting to explode. Again, overdoing things. Maybe you overdress too much. You underdress. Yeah. And maybe Harriet may want to add.
Okay.
Harriet.
Okay.
Bill has mentioned overdressing and I didn't know. Yeah. So ukiona mtu anatoka na nguo kidogo like underdressing, hiyo kidogo kwa nyumba, there's a problem.
Okay.
Oh, so underdressing also means umevaa nusu. Overdressing, umejazana manguo, there's a problem.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a colleague ambaye alisema mtoto amekaa tu haongeleshi. So I think that is one of the sign ambayo Bill anasema ukiona amejiweka the kujiisolate ni kujikalisha kando mbali na wengine, hataki kuongea, so anza kuangaliza signs wazazi.
Okay.
Yes, Harriet.
Depression is a mental illness, and for something or so that we can come up and say this disorder or even a disease suffering from mental illness, it should have caused an occupational disability.
Wewe Harriet, kuwa mpole. Occupational disability sasa gani?
Someone is not able to go to work normally the way they were
Haendi
going.
kazi kawaida.
Yeah. And also interaction, as Bill has said, social interactions, and also interpersonal interactions, and also for one to be diagnosed with depression, or we say that person is depressed, there is loss of interest. Ile nye TJ nikikuangalia, you basically love doing this what you are doing now.
Yeah.
But when TJ is so depressed, we cannot find TJ doing these talk shows with that passion that he used. Yes. And as Bill has said, there is also changes in appetite.
Okay.
When someone is depressed, another one atakula sana, and another person will undereat.
Okay.
For another person who is depressed, this is the time they will sleep a lot.
Yes.
And other people, they won't even get sleep. And what is marked for someone to have depression is mood changes. You have low mood. The things that used kukufurahisha kabisa. Hata tukisema hapa joke sahizi tukicrack, TJ won't be able to find that joke in it. And what is really also a sign of depression, and it is a call of help, is suicidal ideation.
Yes.
Or even suicidal thoughts, or even just someone talking about suicide. And also just a person mentioning that life haiko venye inakuanga. Mi na find I'm not worthy. Feelings of guilt and shame. Ile nyata TJ nikikwambia leo umevaa aje, you're like and maybe hata kama kosa kametokea kwa nyumba, as youth ni wewe utakuwa unajiwekea that blame, because there is guilt, feelings of guilt and shame. And there is loss of hope.
Yes, matumaini
yamekwisha kabisa. Ile nye ninakwambia TJ, na vile unatengenezanga hizi shows ina make, and I'm like me Harriet, imagine I'm not seeing anything in this. Yes. So those are the telltale signs of depression. We'll ask.
So that means almost everyone is depressed. So hii depression ni kwa watoto pia watu wazima?
Depression can be it depends.
Okay.
It depends with someone's experience, someone's resilience to stress. Kuna watu they have gone through a lot from childhood, and we always say that kuna kuanga na shida na upbringing yako. And when you try to talk to people who are depressed, some people have gone through issues in their childhood that they didn't talk about it, they didn't get to address them, issues of abandonment from parents, issues of rape and defilement for those people who didn't find help in their appropriate areas, gone through proper counseling. Later in life, when they are faced with difficulty, in our hit be different, ilenye it pushes them to depression.
This is heavy for me. So these are big terms we are getting at this moment, and remember, these are young people. Si ati ni tumetoa professors from where. These are young people ambao wanashughulika na haya maswala ya ushauri. Kwa hivyo wewe ukiwa pale nyumbani, kumbuka kwamba a solution can come out to you from your fellow young people. Even parents you can see. So when your child akisema anataka kwenda kusoma counseling course, don't downplay. It's very important.
Sure.
Paps.
Yes.
Hey, usitupatie big terms. Depression maneno.
Okay.
Be easy on us.
I'll first say that depression is a mood disorder, and for one to be diagnosed with depression, he has to show the signs for a period of 2 weeks, like they have said. And so you observe that there is so much sadness in someone, as they have said. And also when we talk about suicidal ideation, it's something that you can observe. there's so much warning signs you can tell that this person is about to commit suicide, which is also a sign of depression. So you observe there is so much change in behavior. Like unasikia mtu akisema, like you observe mtu ameanza kuuza vitu zenye ako nazo, the belongings, and also you observe that some of the people wanaanza like kuandika letter like wakisema hivi like nitakufa, like hizi vitu naachia nani. And also you observe there is so much change in their behavior in terms of like, kama mtu alikuwa anapenda kukaa na watu sana, una observe like ame withdraw. Kama huyo mtu like alikuwa anapenda football, una observe like ame lose so much interest. So when we talk about suicidal ideation, it's something that you can observe the behavior, the emotions. Unaona tu huyo mtu amekaa peke yake anataka kuongea na watu. Yeah. So I can say suicidal ideation is one of the major signs that sometimes we fail to observe the young people.
These are big terms as we discuss mambo ya depression, ile tu kiakili, kusumbuliwa kiakili. I'm getting back to this team as Meshach tells me how quickly we can get these funds between now and October. Tuanze biashara so that we get over with kusumbuliwa in the head. So I'm getting back to this team to find out from you guys. Do you think Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is the best place ya kuenda kuventilate and kupeana your issues like we see? Because it's very, very tough. So before that, Meshach, yes. We are young people.
Yes.
Tunaishi sehemu za Inabkoi, Moiben, tuko Elgeyo Marakwet, Trans Nzoia. You guys mnapeana tenders a desk. Do you think young people will get these tenders anyway? So what are we supposed to do? What are these vitu ambazo vijana wanafaa kufanya? Let's start from the right procedure. Is it registering groups? Is it just paying a courtesy call to the governor's office? Tunaanzia wapi?
First, I don't want to preempt on the issue of tenders. I also applied and I'm waiting for I'm waiting for that process to be over. Yeah. So for Youth Fund, they have an office at Kiptagich building. Visit there for more information. Yeah, within Eldoret. Central Bank. Yeah, that is for Uasin Gishu County. So visit there and get information from that point. First, you need to have a youth group that is active. With a list of members, and then you fill the application form. Then I think you will wait for almost 40 days and then the process will be over and your group will be funded. Yeah, in 10 days. For Women Enterprise Fund, it is almost the same. They have an office at Kapsoya. There's one at Kapsoya and they have another one in town, next to the Dalsa Center. So the process is you have a certificate with a bank account, you fill in the application form with a list of members and the minutes, and then you take to the office and you wait for those days. It is 40 days also. Yeah, patience is key. You have to wait. You know, it is not something that works overnight. You have to wait.
So the most important thing is lazima ukue kwa vikundi.
Yeah.
Not alone.
The government cannot fund individuals because how can this development should reach all corners of this country. So if you are an individual and you want to benefit alone, then it may not be possible. You have to join a group and then you apply for it.
The youth fund ndio ulisema we can
Kiptagich building. Yeah.
The national government affirmative funds.
National Government Affirmative Action Fund, they have an office at Kapsoya. Visit their office, upata hiyo information. No, unajua information is very important.
Yeah, just get the information.
Yeah.
Then anza kujipanga polepole. Kuliko kulalamika.
Yeah. Uwezo Fund, it is at constituency level. We have our office at Kapsoya. Visit our office. Then we will give you information, but most importantly you must belong to a group. We are not going to fund individuals. Yeah, we will give you a form, you will fill the form, attach your bank statement, and then after a period of time we will visit your project and see how you're doing, and then we can be able to decide now if we are going to fund you or not.
Okay.
So first thing lazima ukue na project inaendelea. So the work is to boost the project.
Yeah, but sometimes we, there are those who have who can come up with a good business plan, and they want to go into business and they don't have the capital. So sometimes we fund new groups. There's no problem with that. But importantly, we always advise people to do something small. Then you can be able to complement what you are doing at the moment.
Wow. So get into groups, start now. I hope process ya kuregister groups ni rahisi.
Yeah.
I think we still get the registration form from the social services.
Sure.
Minutes za group, constitution ya group, and list of members. And I think the form is only 20 shillings. And then mnajaza, pelekea chief ama assistant chief, aweke rubber stamp with your minutes, and you wait for your certificate. So it's still 1,000.
Yeah, it's still 1,000. Yeah, registering a group. Before you register a group, you have to sit down and then you come up with the minutes. The first minutes is that you had a meeting and you decided that we need to register a group and the group name. The second one is for election of officials. You met and you did an election and you voted in your officials. And then you fill the application form. It is signed by the chief, and then you submit to the social services office at Kapsoya or maybe in town, depending on where you're coming from. Yeah.
Sasa hiyo ndio procedure yenye mmeogopa. Hiyo. That's the procedure ambayo most of the young people do not like going through. I remember there are those who called me some time back, wakaniuliza nikawapea hiyo procedure. I've never heard from them again. We are still waiting for the government. Bilha. So yesterday I saw a lady in one of the groups ameshika kisu na anasema ninataka kujiua on Facebook. And the next thing, which I'm sure Papa and Harriet will tell us about the reactions that come out of that, is watu walimwambia, let's get a bigger knife for you. Aya, mtu ame break up na boyfriend, anaenda kwa WhatsApp status, anatuambia vile, man, you men are fake. I'm living my life to the fullest. Yes. Do you think Facebook or Instagram or social media is a good place ya ku ventilate our issues?
Ventilating our issues in social media is not and will never be a good place, because one of the reasons is because it's like you're giving people who are not even, they don't know you, so they'll give you all the solutions and all the comments that will even make it worse. Social media makes our problems worse. Yeah, it's not a good place at all.
What do you think about ventilating on social media, as naona time pia imesonga?
First, I have to say that Facebook or any other form of social media has led to something we call toxic positivity. Whereby, when you look at our social media aspect, it's very hard to see someone expressing that maybe he had or she had a very bad day. You'll just find most of the people posting that they had a good day, how their day was, and this is causing maybe loneliness in some of the youths. It's causing maybe change in their self-concept, especially in their self-esteem, affecting their self-esteem. It is affecting the way they view their body image, such of the things. I think Facebook has really also influenced the way people make their decisions, yeah? The way they solve their problems. Because if someone maybe saw someone saying that maybe nataka kujiua after a relationship, most of the people maybe tend to think that is a way of coping when I have issues with life, yeah.
Wow. So the issues coming out of Facebook are massive, and since I still have the same team, wiki ijayo tutakuwa bado tunaangazia jinsi mitandao inajenga ama inaharibu relationships and where to seek counseling. By the way, so where do I seek counseling, Harriet, as I finish off?
We are major hospitals. For example, here in Eldoret, we have outpatient services for counseling. Someone can seek there. And as a CBO, Growth Catalyst, we do linkage. We assess. We see if a youth has been referred to us, at what place are they in.
Oh.
Do they need an intervention by psychiatrists first before they being done counseling services? So we link as a CBO, we link, and services are there, and a lot of voluntary, especially during the COVID-19 period, a lot of COVID relief in terms of counseling has come up. Projects, some of the CBOs even around Eldoret have come with mechanisms or even platforms in which someone, when he seeks counseling, is being referred to even Pambazuka, if you have heard of Pambazuka counseling.
Money counseling.
There is a money counseling center.
Money counseling, I know of a number, toll free. It's called telecounseling because like Harriet says, you seek counseling, go there. But vile mambo inabadilika, you can do counseling. 0800-720-660. 0800-720-660. Ni nambari ambayo utapiga bila malipo yote kwa Amani Counseling Center and Training. Wao wanahusika na masuala ya kupeana ushauri kupitia kwa njia ya simu ambayo utapiga bila malipo. Nambari hiyo 0800-720-660 ni kutoka Amani Counseling Center. Na pia tembelea kituo cha ushauri ambacho kiko karibu nawe katika kaunti yako ama mahali popote katika hospitali ambapo wanapeana ushauri. Na bila shaka kupitia kwa wenzetu, dada yetu Harriet, Perpetua, Meshak na Bilha, tumeweza kujifunza mengi ambayo yanahusu yanakumba vijana hasa wakati huu. Kumbuka kwamba vijana wengi wako nyumbani na tunatumai ya kwamba hiki kipindi ni cha kuwezesha wewe kujadili, kubadili msimamo wako na kuanza kuangalia mtazamo mpya. Tunatumai ya kwamba pia wazazi wanazidi kuelimika. Hadi wiki ijayo, ni mimi TJ. Bwana awabariki.